What's going on, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of Too Many Games and Not Enough Time, the podcast where we get to speak to incredible gamers across the globe. Now, if you've come over from TikTok, yes, we've been doing bits in TikTok. No, fam, I haven't been dancing. Then welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe. We are working towards 5K this year. But you know what? That's not even important, my G's. What's important is the incredible guests we have on today's show, because we have someone who's been dominating in Call of Duty. You can see her out here doing up panels. We are talking the creator of Black Snowflake podcast, Ginger Hair Don't Care, Saskia. Welcome to Too Many Games. How are you doing today?
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you. And yeah, it's going to be fun.
You are more than welcome. So let's get straight into it. I've come across you. One of the things that I love about the industry is seeing people repost stuff and thing. And I've been seeing you around. And then I was like, oh, let me jump into one of your Twitch streams. Fam, she was dominating. When I mean, you was just badding up the place. And for me, I've been a gamer my whole life and I love video games. And I just don't have that level of skill to just be able to dominate in a game like Call of Duty. Like, I'm sick at what I do, but I just don't have that level of skill and commitment. So, two-part question. How did you get into Call of Duty? And what is it about it that you love?
I got into Call of Duty when I was a kid. Like, I started gaming, my dad had a PC when we were younger, and then the next thing he got was a PS2. And me and my dad used to do like campaign missions together, and he was always so tactical and would be like very much like encouraging me to play like with him every weekend. So like I got into shooter games back then, and it was mainly Battlefield and COD that I used to play. The reason I have always kind of favored Call of Duty is the 6v6 modes and player modes. I prefer like tighter things. So like S&D, search and destroy, and those kind of game modes were like my favorite things. I just love a bit of tactical where you have to use your brain a little bit to think. So I think I got into it, when I was a kid, and I think the pandemic is what got me more into COD again, because I've always been playing COD throughout the years, and Black Ops 2 is probably one of my favorite multiplayer online games. But I think when the pandemic hit, like I actually had time to actually game and like try and be a full-time content creator, because before that I was a fashion stylist working 9 till 6 Monday to Friday. I had no time. So the pandemic kind of worked in a favor for me, and it gave me that time back, and I managed to get my skill level up probably from then, because when I first started in the pandemic, I was terrible. I think on Warzone I had like a 0.64 KD. So now I'm like a 2 KD player, so I'm happy with that.
Jeez, you're saying you went from being bullied to being Nelson. You hear me? You're Nelsoning up people in the schoolyard. That's super dope. It makes me laugh because obviously Call of Duty is an adult game, so you shouldn't have been playing it as a kid. But do you know what I really love? I love how gaming, for me, every single person I talk to has always got some kind of connection with family. Like, I've never ever spoken to so many people on the podcast, and never has anybody been like, oh yeah, I just woke up, I wanted to play a video game one day. It's always been a family connection. So that is super dope. And it must have been so great for you to have time together, but have time together in such an exciting way. So I proper rate that. And what you said about the CODs, like for me, I've always liked, I like Ghost and Black Ops have been my two. But see, I tried to jump into Warzone, I was like, I can do this. I can shoot up, man. I've been getting dubs in Apex. Saskia, I was getting murked in the air. I didn't even get to the ground. I'm like, how are you murking me when I'm in a parachute?
Yeah.
Like, allow me.
That's the difference between Warzone and Apex, I feel like, is the time to kill. And like this recent update that they just released yesterday for Warzone, they've actually upped the time to kill. So they've given you a longer health. So it is a little bit longer to kill somebody now, but like not that much. Apex is like an hour to kill one person. I cannot play Apex. Maybe you should carry me on Apex and I'll carry on COD.
Oh yeah, I'm fully down with that. I love Apex. I'm all about them dubs, and I need carrying in COD. I'm a big man, and I'm gonna say I need carrying in COD. So yeah, you can help me out because I fully need this. All right, Saskia, we've got a mutual love, something that you really enjoy is something that I really enjoy. And she's thinking, what is it? It's not Red Bull. It's not just gaming. It is Kill Bill. I think Kill Bill is one of my up there favorite movies. I love the way it mixes anime. Yeah, you weren't expecting that, was you?
How do you know?
I do my research, girl. I do my research. So, I love Kill Bill. So I'm putting you on the spot. All right.
Okay.
Imagine on PlayStation or on Phil Spencer, anyone. I'm calling you up. I'm saying, Sass, I like your vibe. I like your energy. Do you know what? I like how your mindset works. I got a couple mil, but I want you to pitch me a Kill Bill game.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me think. Okay. I would be like, obviously, main character would have to be in the all yellow outfit because
Obviously.
I know you said you're not like that big into COD, but there was a COD character that was literally yellow and black with a bee helmet and things, and it looked like the Kill Bill character, and I was like, this is so cool. So
Sick.
she's got to have the yellow and black Uma Thurman look, like that's iconic, and have a katana, and it would have to be maybe like a Street Fighter style game or something. That would be kind of cool.
Oh, so you want to fight? Oh, you want to beat them up?
Yeah, with the
okay.
katana. Yeah. I think it has to be like that and have different levels and like you could do different locations.
So you thinking like a Soul Calibur where everyone's got weapons and fighting, or you thinking when you mean beat 'em up, do you mean action adventure kind of beat 'em up out with like a Ghost of Tsushima? What are you thinking? Vibe with me.
Nah, just action. I just want matches, constant matches. I feel like that would be.
You just want to chop
cool.
someone up, innit? That's what you want to do. You just want to be constantly chopping someone up. You want full gore. You want Mortal Kombat, chopping someone up and just like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? She would be a sick guest character in Mortal Kombat, thinking about it.
Yeah, that would be so cool. Yeah, it would be. They should do that.
They should do that. Come on, give us the P. We got the ideas. Get me? Like, we got the ideas. We're here for it. I love it. All right. So you started gaming, or not specifically started gaming, but one of the big gaming things for you was the CODs and kind of growing up playing shooters and stuff like that. And one of the things about gaming that's super interesting is, and it's my story and it's most people's story I speak to, like you start gaming as a kid, then you start growing up and you still game in the background, but you kind of fall out of it, whether it be because you're dating, you start raving, you discover the opposite sex, the same sex, whatever is just kind of thrown you off, and then something kind of draws you back in. So other than COD, what is one of the games that's really drawn you back into gaming and had you excited about being a gamer again?
I would be torn. 100% Fallout. As you can see, I have a poster just here. Fallout is like one of my favorite games, but I feel like Fallout was kind of happening at the same time that I was still quite busy. It was like my university, like leaving uni, working full time, that kind of time period when I was grinding Fallout. And Fallout is one of my favorite games, and I love that it was like a game I could play alone, and didn't rely on anybody else. And I loved the different levels and modes that you could do, like survival mode and things like that. I just found it really challenging and really fun. I would say though I'm kind of torn because I think the Walking Dead Telltale series really got me back loving indie games, and I feel like that's a huge side of gaming that I really do enjoy as well. So like, I mainly play COD, but give me a good horror or indie like story choices game, I love them. I'm there, I'm gonna cry on stream, I'm gonna scream, like whatever it is, I'll feel it. I love it. Highly emotive things I love.
So when you say Fallout, are you talking about Fallout 3 or Fallout 4?
All Fallout.
Okay.
Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout. So we'll talk about 76.
Yeah, no, we won't talk about 76. We'll leave that one alone. So it's crazy because I've never played Fallout.
What?
Now, I'm a huge RPG guy, but I've always been more on the JRPG side than the Western RPGs.
Okay.
So, like, my first kind of big Western RPG was The Witcher Wild Hunt, and I loved that. But that was obviously more kind of fantasy based, and then I jumped into Bioshock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't played a Fallout yet, and it was weird because I really wanted to play Fallout 4, and I shouldn't have done that because as a gamer, I know you just don't even listen to what the critics and everyone was saying. But because I heard such great things about Fallout 3, and then the disappointment I heard from fans for Fallout 4, it was kind of like, is this really the place where I should start?
Yeah.
And the Telltale Walking Dead games are incredible. Like, it's very rarely you can get a spin-off from something and it means to you just as much or even more than the main storyline. Like, that Clementine as a character is one of my favorite Walking Dead characters. Like, I favor her more than most people in the TV show, and I love the TV show. So it's not even like, oh, I don't even like the TV show that much. I thought the TV show was incredible, and for the writing in that, for you to care that much about those characters is immense. So 2 questions. 1, me never playing a Fallout game, where would you recommend me get in, and what is it about it that gasses you so much? And 2, where would you want a next generation of the Walking Dead kind of stories to go if they brought it back, if Telltale actually brought them back?
Okay. 1, it would depend on what kind of a gamer like you are, because some people don't mind playing like old games with not great graphics. If you're somebody that doesn't mind graphic quality and will just love the game for what it is, then Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout. Everybody will say that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah, but if you do care about graphics, then either Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. I know that Fallout 4 got bashed a lot, but I still loved it. Like, I love Fallout. Fallout can pretty much do no wrong apart from 76.
We don't, Sask, I told you.
Never happened. Never happened.
What are you talking about? 70 who? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's white from my memory, okay? But so it depends what kind of a game you are. If you don't mind graphics, then I would say start with the New Vegas because it's iconic. And honestly, like, it took me ages to finish it because it was so scary. The ghouls, when I was younger, terrifying. The subway system, terrifying. So yeah, I think it is a really cool game. But yeah, Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, 100%, either of them, if you want something that's better quality. And then your other question was about where I'd want to see Walking Dead go to next.
If the Telltale continued, where would you want to see it go to next?
Well, I would love to see like more development on AJ's story. And I think like seeing him like fast forward like 20 years or something, and you see him as a grown up and see like what they're up to now, like if there's any progress, you know, I feel like they could start to bring in like more, like, we obviously had different compounds in some of the episodes and things like that, but like, what if you could build a compound or like something like that? That would be quite cool. Obviously, I know it's a choices game, so it'd just be around choices, but it would still be cool to kind of build something and like, I love it. I'm here for it, Saskia. You got the ideas. I like it, man. I'm loving your energy. Definitely loving the vibe. All right, cool. So I got another question for you. Yeah.
Not even a question, actually. Let me rephrase that. I got a statement for you. Now, I really, really enjoyed listening to the Black Snowflake podcast. You are an incredible podcaster. It is such a good listen. If you're watching this or listening to this, after you finish, you should definitely go and check it out. And one of the poignant things for me is, as a presenter, I always go and do my research, find out about people. But I know something special when I'm only meant to be researching you and I'm like still half an hour in, logged in. So firstly, kudos on that. Really, really, really great show. But I want you to tell me a little bit about the highlights so far of your creative journey. Like, actually, there's such a huge thing of actually deciding that, do you know what, I love video games and this is something that I want to be a part of. Obviously, you're saying you having a fashion background and you studying that could have just been the path of your life, and then gaming just being a part in the background, like a hobby. So yeah, let me know about your creative journey, like the highlights of your journey, and podcast is dope.
Okay. Yeah, so when I was at uni studying fashion, I actually constantly linked what I was studying back to gaming. And it's something my tutor really loved about me is like we'd have constant conversations about like GTA, like what the characters were being styled like, how they were portraying gender. And my actual dissertation for university was around gender and how it was portrayed in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So now you know how old I am because that was quite a while ago. But
Black don't crack, girl.
Exactly. Thank God. But yeah, so I think I've always loved gaming. I've always tried to relate it back to what I do. I've always found gaming like a source of inspiration. And so although I really loved fashion, my inspiration for styling came from characters like Dynasty Warriors. I loved how they like layered clothing and like how there was lots of texture and like bright colors. And I always brought that into what I was styling and what I was doing and kind of how I visualized and fantasized about how I wanted my women to look and things like that. Because with creating imagery and styling, it's all about like having a vision, having a fantasy, having a dream. I feel like my highlights have been kind of where I can cross over all of the different things I enjoy. And with Black Snowflake, the main reason I did that was because I wanted to kind of have a different way of communication, because I feel like Twitter is not always like the healthiest way to like have conversations. And I feel like if people really want to engage with like healthy conversations, they'd go listen to it. Yeah. So I think highlights for me is having people that have listened to my podcast like say like what they've enjoyed about it, and like said that they've taken something away from it. Equally, like when I've done the panels that I've done like over the last month, having people come up to me afterwards and wanting to have meaningful conversations, to me like that's just like a huge win. It might be like two or three people that have come up to me, but like that's huge for me because it's impacted somebody, you know, and that could then impact somebody else. I always think about things in life as like pay it forward. If you impact somebody, they impact somebody else. And I feel like people need to look at life like that a little bit more.
That's amazing, man. Kudos to you. I mean, brush them shoulders over there, Carl. You're doing bits, girl. I love it. All right, cool. You're the fashionista, yeah? Let me fix up myself because I know you tried to say that man ain't on point and everything there. Who would be your top 3 video game fashionistas? Who are 3 video game characters that you're like, yeah, you got your style on deck?
Okay. This is going to sound cheesy because me and my tutor actually always used to argue about this too, but I love Tomb Raider. I know she's got big boobs and stuff like that, but when I was younger and now I have big boobs, so I used to rate her and think, oh, she's so cool. And like, I never saw it as like over-sexualizing her because it's just about perspectives. I'm a woman and I don't look at women like that. So for me, I just saw her as like this empowering, amazing woman. And I liked her different outfits that you could put on. And I always thought that she was really cool. And like, it's just iconic, like the shorts and like a strappy tee, like you already know it's her, like it's just iconic. So also the 2 guns on either side, it's just hot. It's cool.
No one can ever downplay that Lara Croft is an icon. Regardless if you're happy with her visual aesthetics or not, like she's iconic. You can't stand away from that. No one can never deny that.
No. I think also Pokemon Ash, I think his styling is really cool. I love the gloves and like, yeah, I just think that they thought about a lot of different things. The colors always matched. And like, for me, like when you put outfits together, like everyone knows, like people always try and like put 2 colors together and things like that. So I think the colors were really cool and they were really bold. Like, I always think of like navy and red when I think of Pokemon, and I think it's cool that they linked that back to Ash as well.
I was not expecting that, but I like it. I'm here for it. I like it.
He looks cool. He looks like a cool kid, and like obviously his like anime hair is just cool. He gives me cool vibes. Another character from video games. Well, I was inspired literally by Dynasty Warriors like so much. But I don't remember the character's name, but she basically had like 2 like sticks with like round things on the top, and it was like a pink outfit, and it was like there was a designer called Nazir Mazar, and like he made like these pieces that were like lots of layers, and you could just add like layers, like kind of like, I don't know, just bits of fabric that have like drawstring, and it just looked so cool. And honestly, his collection reminded me of Dynasty Warriors. So I feel like Dynasty Warriors, probably any character from there, they all look amazing, but the female characters specifically, I just think that they're really, really well put together, and the details of the hairpins and things as well. I used to love Dynasty Warriors. I thought they all looked amazing. So
yeah, they remind me of, like, I love JRPGs, so they remind me of like the kind of Final Fantasy and that kind of Japanese classic, but futuristic, stylistic is so sick. Saskia, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm sad. We're running out of time. Like, it goes so quick. I'm proper enjoying our conversation. Like I said, I really love what you're doing. Like, you're sick at COD, what you're doing, you're expanding your content, like you've been doing the tech reviews and playing different types of games, and really just kind of being dope and giving people advice, but also showing them that you can be a fashionista, you can do gaming and look hot, and you can just be in this space. If someone's feeling your vibe, they're feeling the energy, they're like, I like this girl, you know, I want to get involved in her content, where are you sending them?
To Saskia Cole on everything, and because I'm a dum-dum and I used my name from the get-go. So my name is just out there for everyone. But yeah, everything on every social media is just Saskia Cole. So you can find me under my name.
Yeah, and as smart. Do you know what? Do you know how many people I have on a podcast and then they give me like 17 versions? They're like, at this, underscore this, overscore this, add a number 2 onto this one. If you can just have everything synced, then you're doing something right. And you're doing something right because you stayed to the end of this podcast. That was really a great chat. I proper enjoyed talking to Saskia. She is amazing, and so are you. Make sure you give a thumbs up. Let us know below if you've got the COD skills like Saskia. Can you take out man, or are you just getting duppied like me? Have you played Fallout? We don't talk about 76. Which one have you played? But if it is 76, let us know in the comments below. I've been Mr. Midas. She's been Saskia Cole, and you've been amazing. Be out of here, man. Peace.